Hello everyone, today's topic is solar power generator. Let us understand how the solar power is generated, the different concept of solar cell, and how useful is the solar power. Basically, let us understand principles of solar cell. What is a solar cell? A solar cell or a photovoltaic cell or a PV cell, it is nothing but it is defined as an electrical device which is able to convert light energy into electrical energy to the photovoltaic effect. So what does it consist of? A solar cell is basically a PN junction diode. Solar cells are a form of photoelectric cells which are defined as a device wherein which electrical characteristics such as current, voltage or resistance, they vary when exposed to light. Now you can see the basic operating principle of a solar cell here. You can see the N-type semiconductor, PN junction, P-type semiconductor. It is connected to producing a current with the help of a sun's energy. Now how it works, let us understand here working of a solar cell. Now you can see here you have a light energy striking, then you have N-type silicon and P-type silicon, you have anti-reflecting coat and plus and minus, that is holes and electrons represented by black and red dots respectively, and the load is connected here. Now whenever the sunlight strikes a solar cell, electrons in the silicon are ejected, which generally results in the formation of holes, which will in turn create the vacancies which are left behind the escaping electrons. Now whenever this happens in the electric field, the field will move towards the electrons to the N-type layer and the holes to the P-type layer. Now when we connect the N-type and P-type layers with a metallic wire, then simply the electrons will travel from the N-type layer to P-type layer by crossing the depletion zone and then going through the external wire back of the N-type layer, which will create the flow of electricity. So this is how the basic solar PV system for PV generation works. You have a sun rays, then solar PV panels will generate. This is converted, inverter converts AC to DC, and there is a network metering, and further if you have sufficient energy, it can also be converted into grid, or simultaneously it can be utilized for household appliances. So the different components of solar energy generation system is solar panel. So as we discussed, a panel is nothing but which consists of different solar cells with semiconductor properties in it within a material. So these properties generally enable or exhibit the cell to capture the light, and specifically saying the photons from the sun are converted into energy, useful energy, through the process called as photovoltaic effect. So inverter, we all know what is the role of an inverter. So the electricity which is produced in the panel is in the form of direct current, DC. So even though many electronic devices use DC electricity like your phone, laptop, but for different household equipments we need to convert it into AC. Therefore our inverter comes into picture and it is helpful for converting DC to AC. Next, circuit breakers. Generally circuit breakers are used for the protection purpose from overcurrents and surges, so which are generally designed to trigger automatically whenever there is a excess current which reaches the predetermined amount. Similarly, electric meters and wiring. The role of electric meters here to measure the amount of energy which is being passed to the grid and that has been generated. Similarly, wiring. The wiring are electrical cables between different components will make sure that properly the electrical energy is passed. So what are the different advantages and disadvantages of solar energy? So solar energy, we all know that, which will generally reduce our electricity bill. By utilizing naturally available solar sun's energy, the bill can be reduced. So the solar panels maintenance cost is very low. So energy can be generated in any climate. Then it is renewable in nature, so there is no carbon emissions or pollution which is affecting our environment. So by installing the solar power, we'll be able to get our money back in certain years. So in the remote areas also wherein there is no electrical energy available, as an isolated, you can individually able to generate the solar power without being to transfer from the different areas. So there are certain disadvantages also. So whenever we install the solar, it is having very high initial cost of the panel and other equipments. Whenever we need to store, because DC to AC storage and conversion becomes very expensive process, and also there are losses which occur here. So we have to check that wherever solar energy generation, because of the each and every area solar energy cannot be generated. So we need to check how much energy is available, whether we are able to tap the solar energy in that particular areas. So generally all your solar panels depends on the light system. So hope you understood this is how the solar energy is generated. Thank you.